folks. We're back up on the ladder again.
Yeah.
Some of you may not know what happened last week, but last week, a week ago, I was doing a debate here with a Muslim named Muhammad Hijab, and we were doing historical criticism. We'll be doing the same material later today. In the middle of it, Daniel, we were told to get off, weren't we?
Yes, I was just behind you guys. The police came and they told us to get off the ladder because it was the law, they said.
Because of a law in 1997, which was a law to control speakers to make sure we didn't overpower other speakers, right?
Yes, it was.
That's a good law, isn't it?
That's a good law.
They were using that law to say nobody could be on the ladder.
They banned all the speakers. 7 speakers were banned last week, Sunday, and they gave us a law on the book, 1997 law. They tried to enact it last week.
So 20 years later, they want to reinterpret the law to go way beyond what the law did.
Yeah.
Because if you take speakers out of Speaker's Corner, what does Speaker's Corner become? There's no more Speaker's Corner.
No more.
And
exactly.
This corner has been here for 150 years.
Yes.
And speakers have been on ladders for 150 years. This is the bastion of freedom of speech, isn't it?
The best, yeah. You can't get better than this. You can't do this, what we did on the ladder, anywhere else in London.
There's no other place I know of that can equal this. Can you take my bag for me? There's no other venue in the world that is like Speaker's Corner.
Yeah.
The reason you're all here today is to hear speakers, are you not?
Yeah.
Now, you could have just discussions on the ground, but that happens everywhere, doesn't it?
You can do that anywhere in the park.
You can do it anywhere in the park, on any corner. There would be no more Speaker's Corner.
Exactly.
Now, what would happen to the speakers? What would happen to Speaker's Corner if you took the ladders away?
Someone called it a tweeter corner.
It'll become Tweeter's Corner. So why is it, do you think, we were asked to get off ladders? What was the reason to get us off ladders? Why did they want to destroy and take away the ladders from Speaker's Corner? Why do you think, those of you who are listening, what was the reason the police wanted to stop and shut down Speaker's Corner? Do any of you have any ideas?
I don't like what you're saying.
But just me? Or all of us?
I think it's an attack on free speech.
And why are they scared of free speech?
Because you're telling the truth.
But hold on a minute. They weren't saying to stop speaking on the ground. We could speak on the ground. But what happens when we have to come to the ground?
No crowd.
There's no crowd. We lose our crowd. Everything comes very tight knots, like you can see. They're little tight knots of discussions. Not many others can hear.
Yeah.
So that takes away our voice, does it not?
Yeah.
And the tradition of Speaker's Corner will be destroyed. Now go ahead and show what happened, what they have now shown. This is the Sunday Times. This is today's newspaper.
What's that?
Today's newspaper.
In the Sunday Times. Go and read it. Give us a summary of what it's saying.
Well, it's talking about banning us from the ladder. The social affairs editor, Nicholas Helen, interviewed Jay about how the ladder is effective and what we need to do to get it back and everything. You can go and get it. It's very cheap. You can buy it. And this is, he was for the ladders. He wasn't against the ladder. And he was trying to expose what the police was saying was wrong.
But who are the people that do not want us on the ladder? It's the Muslims that don't want us on the ladder.
Mainly, yes.
Look and see if you can see any Muslim speakers today. And they haven't been here for 3 years. Why are not the Muslims on ladders? Any reason? Any idea?
Too hard. You're exposed.
You get exposed. You better know your material.
Yep.
If you're going to get on a ladder, you be able to defend it. You be able to defend it, but also source it. And that's what the Muslims cannot do. They used to dominate the ladders in the 1990s. I've been here for 25 years. Back in 1992, 93, 94, there were about 10 speakers, Muslim speakers, and we used to start to confront them on the historicity of the Quran, on the problems with Muhammad, on the problems with Islam, with the God, Allah.
Yeah.
As of 3 years, they no longer get on ladders. Because if you're going to get on a ladder, you better be open to debate. You better be open to criticism.
Better know your material.
And you better be able to defend what you're saying.
Yes.
See, we can do that, can't we?
Yes.
And we've been doing it for hundreds of years.
Yes.
The Bible's been attacked for hundreds of years. And we've defended everything about the Bible.
Amen.
Where do you think source criticism comes from? It comes from biblical criticism.
Yes.
Where does redacted criticism come from? It comes from biblical criticism. Historical criticism, literary criticisms, these are all been done on the Bible. And we have answered every one of those criticisms.
Amen. Jesus
That's
is
why I
Lord.
love my Bible.
Yes.
We're now going to do, and what we're now doing is taking those same criticism and applying them to the Quran. You're going to see that later today. Hatun's going to get up here, and we're going to show you the problems with the Quran today.
Don't miss
using
out.
nothing more than the same criticisms
Yes.
that were applied to the Bible.
Yes.
So can you see why we're called hate preachers? We're always called hate preachers.
The truth really hurts.
But what is it we read every week?
The
What is it?
Quran
We always read the Quran. What
and
else?
the Hadith
And the Hadith. What
and the
else?
Tafsir,
And the Tafsir. What
the
else?
Sirah.
Then the Sirah. And what else?
Some
And the
commentators,
fiqh laws
yeah.
of school.
Yes.
We always read the Muslim source material.
And then we're hate
So
preachers.
how could we be hate preachers? We're reading their material. Unless, of course, their material is full of hate. And that's exactly what we have found.
Yes.
In the Quran, it is full of hate against Christians and Jews, and non-believers
Yeah,
and the
polytheists.
kafir.
Yeah.
So we read it. Now can you see why we're called hate preachers? But make sure you get the right terminology. We're not hate preachers. We're just reading their source,
Exposing
their books, their writers.
We're exposing the truth about Islam, and they don't like it because they're living in the West. They want to hide. There's a principle called taqiyya, which is lying in Islam. So they want to lie to you, saying they are peaceful, they are, peace-loving. But when you really read the Quran and the Hadith, it's totally opposite. So they have to hide behind their claims of us being hate preachers.
Can you now say then why we were asked to get off in the middle of a debate that was on historical criticism? Muhammad Hijab did not have much response, did he?
Nope.
He spent most of the time mocking me.
Going like that and, so immature.
His hands were going everywhere but staying still. He looked nervous to me. Can you then understand why they wanted to shut down that debate? Now, I'm not saying that the police are here for the sake of Muslims. Please, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, be careful of who you criticize, what you criticize. If you're going to criticize Islam, make sure you can support what you say, which is what we do every week, Daniel.
Every week indeed, yes.
We do that purposely.
Yeah.
If you're going to criticize the Bible, support what you're saying is all we ask.
Yep.
But that is why Speaker's Corner was created. For debate, for discussion, to be critical and to also to heckle, to respond to the criticism. That's why we think that this institution must stay alive.
Amen.
It's been around for 150 years. There is no other institution like this, Daniel.
And we need it for the next 150
Do you have this
years.
in Ethiopia?
No, we don't.
We don't have this in America.
This is not an institution, this is an open space.
It's an institution called Speaker's Corner, and I love it. Of course it's an open space.
You don't have it anywhere
But if
else.
this is only here, you can't do this anywhere but here. You cannot get on ladders anywhere but here. I can't do it out there. I can't do it in the street. I can't do it on any other corner but Speaker's Corner. This is the last bastion of freedom of speech. Do you want to preserve it?
Yes.
Then stand with us. Thank God the police have finally acquiesced. They have let us get back on the ladder, providing we only have 2 steps.
And
Folks,
we always had 2 steps.
we're going to be here week after week after week. I've been here for 25 years. I'm leaving now next month and going back to the United States.
Yeah.
But this institution, this practice of getting on the ladders will continue, I think, hopefully for centuries to come.
Yes, we do.
Thanks to all of you who wrote in. We understand around 2,000 people wrote in to Inspector Harris. She was inundated with all these messages.
Bombarded.
And I think she changed her mind.
Yes, she did.
Preserving what we need a place where we can say anything without the fear of censorship,
Yeah.
without the fear of being thrown in prison.
Yeah.
This is the one place we can criticize Islam.
Yeah.
And we can criticize the foundations of Islam, including the Quran, including Muhammad, including Allah, and including the whole history of Islam.
Yes.
We're going to do that today. God bless you.
Thank you.
Great to have you.